Bye. Thanks for joining me. I hope you can hear this. I have the air conditioner turned up. It's late in the day, and after sitting out here in the sun, this Texas sun all day, this little air conditioner in my metal building is having a hard time catching up and lowering the. Even though the sun is not raging on it right now, I don't even know why I said raging, because I'm looking at this screen up here. Anyway, make a long story short, man, I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad I'm here. It's late in the evening. It's warm. So this is a request by Kimmy. Again, super supporter of this channel. Always has been from the very start. And I just relish the relationship. We talk, often, sometimes on Signal. I'm not much of a text writer. My wife is the same way. So, I mean, we can go all day long and not see each other, and she won't call me to see if, she won't ask me questions. I mean, she waits till I get home, and then, we'll talk and all that. So this is something new for me, the social media part of it. But Kim and I will talk on Signal several times, a week, if not every day, most days. And it's just something simple and easy, and you write it out and you hit send. So she's very valuable to me. She's been such a strong person, and I'm glad I got to know her. All right, so she wants me to react to Eurogliders, We Will Together. 12 years ago it was posted, and it's gotten 151,000 views. We need to boost that up. It was a 1985 single charter at number 7 in Australia in July of 1985. If y'all follow the reactions I do of Kimmy, this is going to be her jam. The 80s to mid 80s, predominantly. She throws some other in there, but predominantly this is Kimmy dead over. And so just on a personal note, I want to say hi, Kimmy. I hope you're doing good, and hang in there, girl. I'm always praying for you. All right? All right, y'all, we're going to go into intro and then right into the video. right, let me pause that, man. This is getting pretty intense, y'all. That's the picture of youth right there, man. When you can wear a Speedo swimsuit and you can actually see it instead of somebody's gut hanging over it. Then that's youth, man. I don't care, man. I don't want to see. And I will tell y'all, I was in Spain back in actually 85 and 86 when this video came out, and on the beaches there, they're topless beaches. It was Malaga and Torremolinos, Spain, and if y'all know about the Libya incursion in '86, I was part of that, but. Make a long story short, we were in we were in Torremolinos, Spain, Malaga, Spain. We were ported there. Again, I was aviation guy. So after that port call, we were going to head through the Straits of Gibraltar and go across the Atlantic and go back to Mayport, Florida, whereas everybody in my squadron was going to get on a commercial airplane from there and fly to Southern California. And that would have been it for our deployment. And but as soon as we got into the Mediterranean in '85, there was a hijacking of the Achille Lauro, and I don't remember the gentleman's name that was in a wheelchair, and the terrorist threw him off the side. He can't walk, so can't swim, and he drowned. He was an American guy too. So those guys. That's the first thing we did when we got into the Mediterranean, and this is my memory. So could be, if you looked up the history of this, it could be jaded just a little bit. But my thought was that we intercepted those hijackers. They were on their way to Cyprus, I believe, on a commercial airline, and we forced them to land in Sigonella, Sicily, and took them into custody. So I may be getting two stories mixed together. These could have been hijackers that we, aircraft hijackers that we intercepted and forced into Sigonella, or it could be the terrorists that were on the Achille Lauro, which was actually an Italian cruise ship of some sort, and they. Just terrorists. It was a lot of terrorism going on. If you remember that Christmas of that year, they also slaughtered a bunch of people in the airport of Rome, which I had just flown out, I won't say minutes before, sometime during that day, me and probably 20 of us out of my squadron, we got on a commercial airplane, and we flew from Rome to LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, and I spent that Christmas with my family for 5 days. The ship was going to be in port in Naples, Italy, and after we heard, obviously there was no cell phones and no TVs on the airplane during those times, but we heard once we got to California that terrorists had shot a bunch of people up in the airport in Rome. So it's the luck of the draw. Why didn't they, if they knew we were military, because they didn't like the American military. If they knew we were leaving out that day, they probably would have had better planning, but I don't think that was common knowledge. Wow. So saying all that, let's get back to Torremolinos and Malaga, Spain. It was there are topless beaches there, and you've been on a ship for 9 months. That's where you're headed when you're in port and you got a little bit of free time. And predominantly it was guys who were at the age that I am now, in their mid 60s, where at the time I was 25 years old, and the ladies were in their mid 60s as well. And there's a lot of loose skin when you're in your mid 60s, and if you ain't wearing clothes, all that loose skin is out there for everybody to see. So it's not the fantasy that you had, at least that we had in our mind. It was like, get out of here, put your clothes. I'll pay you to put your clothes on. Anyway, yeah, that's part of my life, y'all. But I will tell you, we did bomb the hell out of Benghazi, Libya, and they said we couldn't. Gaddafi said we couldn't fly in the Gulf of Sidra. He drew a line. It was called the line of death, and man, that ink wasn't even dry on the map before we were operating south of that line. Kiss our ass. It's international waters. And So the MiGs would come up. Gaddafi had MiG airplanes, and we had some. Navy has some missile cruisers, and I think this was called, the one that was attached to our air group was called the USS Yorktown. I don't even know if that ship is around anymore, but at the time it was highly technical, and they could literally shoot down an airplane off that ship. They could shoot down an airplane leaving the runway at this time it would have been Tripoli, and so they didn't want to come up and fly against us. But the weeks leading up to that, before we actually went in there, and again, our air group went to Benghazi, and there was another air group, and the Air Force, they went to Tripoli and took care of that. But the weeks leading up to it, it was still just saber rattling. But the MiGs would come up and they would try to intercept us, and we had F-18s, and they had MiG 20. I can't remember, man. This is 40 years ago. 86. So yeah, it'd be 40 years next month. But next year. But they could not maneuver with the F-18. They just couldn't do it, and they would drop their auxiliary fuel tanks, and just trying to lighten the load so they could get the hell away from us. And but when we actually did the operation, and that would have been April of '86. I don't remember what days, obviously, but not one of them came out to fly against us. We literally went across their border into their and we just went after their military targets, and it was a one operation type of thing. We launched probably 70 airplanes, and the F-18s were responsible for the we flew high, what's it called? It was called HARMS, so high speed anti-radiation missile, I think is what the acronym stood for, and it would actually fly down a radar beam that was being up trying to paint the bombers that were going in, and so every time they turned on the radar, man, we'd launch a HARM missile. And that HARM missile was made right up here in just north of Dallas with Texas Instruments, about 12 feet long, and they could turn that radar off after that missile got locked onto it. If they detected that and they turned their radar off from their anti-aircraft missile batteries, that HARM missile would still fly right down what used to be that radar beam. And I know I told you all a lot of stuff that you probably don't give a rat's ass about, just to tell you that I didn't see any young guys or young gals topless or in a Speedo. I almost lost my train of thought. I just went off on this tangent. Sorry, y'all. Let's finish this out. Sorry, Kimmy. look on his face. Yeah, man, that was cool. It was a good tune. The harmonies were bitching. The words, the lyrics were awesome. These guys did a real good job. I've never heard of the Eurogliders before, but are they from Australia? I mean, they charted in Australia, so I'm not sure. I'm looking at the description here. Oh yeah, no, it says Australian bands swim sing. So that's what they were saying. I thought they were saying swimming in sync. But it does make sense to say swim, sing, we'll be together, So, yeah, I liked it, Kimmy. Thank you so much. And sorry for the long video of me just rambling on, y'all. If I was y'all, I probably wouldn't want to listen to me either. But you say you do, but, sometimes you be careful what you wish for, right? Because I'll get on these tangents and don't even realize, how long I go on and on and on. All right, y'all. So that's going to do it for me. So till I see y'all again, I'll catch y'all down the road. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.